Today, we're going to dive into a pretty dark cautionary tale, one that comes straight from Indian folklore. It's the story of a young man named Sidmit, and it really makes you stop and think about a very unsettling question. What is the true price of revenge?
I mean, think about it. What is the price of a broken heart? For most of us, right, it's sadness, maybe a little bit of anger. But for the guy in our story, Sujmit, well, the price was something else entirely. Something far, far worse. It was a debt that was going to cost him his very soul.
You see, our story doesn't start at the beginning. It actually starts at the horrifying end, with a young man who has been completely and utterly transformed by his quest for revenge. So picture this, right? His friends Arjun and Naina. They finally find him in this old, creepy, abandoned family bungalow. And the sight is just horrifying. He's skin and bones, absolutely filthy. It looks like he hasn't seen a shower in months. And the whole place is just littered with these strange, ritualistic items. This is not the friend they remember. Something truly terrible went down here. To figure out what, well, we've got to go back.
So who was Sujmit before all this madness? And what could possibly push a person to such a terrifying edge? The answer, like it so often does, starts with love. Or maybe, in this case, just infatuation.
Not too long before his friends found him looking like that, Sujmit was just your average, cheerful college kid, and he was completely head over heels smitten with this girl, Parul. Now here's the problem. Parul was the daughter of this incredibly wealthy, incredibly powerful business tycoon. They were from two totally different worlds. So at this party, Sujmit finally gets up the nerve to tell her how he feels. And for Rul's response, oh, it's absolutely brutal. She doesn't just say no, she slaps him. Right there, in front of everyone, and just completely humiliates him, mocking the huge gap between their lives. That one moment, that searing public shame, that becomes his obsession. It's the spark that lights this just all-consuming fire for revenge. And this is where Sukmit's path takes a very, very dark turn. He cuts himself off from everyone, just stewing in his hatred, and he starts looking for a way, any way at all, to make Parul pay. And that is when he finds the legend.
He stumbles across the story of the Karn Pishachini, a kind of demonic spirit from folklore that's known for granting wishes, but at a terrible price. The legends say it will serve whoever summons it, give them anything they desire. And for Sutmit, this sounds like the perfect, ultimate weapon for his revenge.
So he travels to Pushkar Ghat, and he finds an Agori, a kind of mystic who has the knowledge that he's looking for. The Agori gives him this chilling warning, basically begging him to turn back, but Sujitmi's just so blinded by his rage, he doesn't listen. He sees his chance, snatches the Agori's ancient book with the ritual inside, and just takes off. And just look at what he had to do. This isn't some simple little spell he found online. No way. This is a full-blown ordeal. He steals the book, locks himself away in that abandoned house, and then, for 10 days, performs this ritual with no food, no water. Can you imagine? He's pushing his body and his mind to the absolute breaking point, and it's all for one thing: getting even. So, after 10 straight days of pure torment, at exactly the right time, he finishes the ritual. But summoning a demon is one thing, controlling it, that's something else entirely. He's about to find out what kind of terrifying bargain he's really making. And it works. A woman, more beautiful than anyone he's ever seen, just materializes right in front of him. This is the Karn Pishashini. She tells him she'll serve him, be his companion, give him everything he wants. But of course, her beauty is a mask, and her promises have strings attached. Okay, and this right here, this lays out the absolutely horrifying deal he makes. Look at the left column. That's what he gets. Everything he wanted, right? Complete obedience, companionship, and the big one, Parul is dead. But then you look at the price. He can only eat and drink what she does. He can never be near another woman. And, this is the real kicker, he has to bring her a human sacrifice every single night. And you know what? Lost in her beauty, blinded by his own hate, he just says yes. He agrees to all of it. The very next morning, he flips on the TV. And there it is. News report. Parul is dead. He got what he wanted. His humiliation has been avenged. For a second, he probably thinks he's won. But that feeling of victory, it doesn't last long. Because the Pichachini is right there, ready to collect her side of the bargain.
So you see, the crucial thing to understand is this. His revenge was never the end goal for this entity. It was just the down payment. The real price is about to come due, and Sujimit is now completely under her control, totally trapped in the pact he was so eager to make.
And this is where the story takes its most horrific turn. He's completely under her spell, basically her puppet. So he goes home, and to satisfy her first demand, her first night's hunger, he murders his own parents. Just think about that. The guy who just wanted revenge for a broken heart has turned into an absolute monster. This is right around when his friends find him, back in that bungalow, talking to an empty room, a total slave to an invisible demon. But believe it or not, Sujimit's story isn't quite over. There's one final, supernatural showdown still to come. The Agori, the very same mystic that Sujimit stole the book from, he returns. He tracks Sujimit down, and he just unleashes this torrent of sacred mantras, a direct spiritual assault on the demon. It's this violent, invisible war fought right there in that derelict room, a clash of ancient power against demonic hunger, all to try and sever the entity's hold on Sujimit. Amazingly, the Agori succeeds. The entity is gone, banished. And just like that, the spell is broken. And in that one moment of clarity, the full, crushing weight of what he's done comes crashing down. He's free from the demon, sure, but he is not free from his own actions. The Agori doesn't offer him comfort. He just gives him the cold, hard truth about the life he has left. And that's exactly where the story leaves him. He's not dead, but he is trapped, all alone in that decaying bungalow, which has become a prison, built not of walls, but of his own guilt and his own memories. He got his revenge, but in the process, he lost absolutely everything: his family, his friends, his future, and himself. So that brings us right back to where we started. This whole chilling legend really just leaves us with one haunting question. After seeing everything Sujimit lost just to get what he wanted, you really have to ask yourself, is revenge, no matter how right it might feel in the moment, is it ever, ever worth the price?